I like it. It's alliteration. You remember it. Food is your friend. You don't need to fast. Fasting is not, well, that's alliteration too. Food, fasting, friendship. Oh, geez. Fasting, food is your friend. There, that's new alliteration. Fasting, food is your friend. Do that. Coach Greg, and today I'm going to be discussing, I guess what we call it is an argument or a debate between Dr. Oz, who's literally a doctor, and Mark Wahlberg, who's literally a movie star. And the debate is, what's better, intermittent fasting or not intermittent fasting, as in eating a normal diet? What side am I on? Am I on Mark Wahlberg's side or am I on Dr. Oz's side? All right, so let's just talk about this for a little bit. Intermittent fasting, that's basically when you eat in like an 8-hour window. So you're skipping breakfast, maybe you're skipping lunch, and you're eating later on. So in other words, you eat like Greg Kinobody. Greg O'Gallagher, Greg Kinobody, okay? The other way is like how humans have been eating forever. So like you wake up in the morning and you eat breakfast. Breaking a fast. Breakfast. Break the fast. What fast? You fasted overnight because you just slept 8 hours and you didn't eat. Now, you may have not eaten for more than 8 hours. You might have eaten your last meal at supper time. You might have eaten like breakfast, lunch, and supper. Like typically like the 3 meals a day. That's typically what people eat. Then us bodybuilders or people that are trying to maximize muscle, we'll eat maybe 4 or 5 times a day even. We might eat every 4 hours even. People think we eat every 2 to 3 hours all the time, but those people are idiots because they don't know how to do math, because if you ate every 2 to 3 hours, you would be eating way more than 5 meals a day. So mostly I eat 5 meals a day. Sometimes I eat 4, depends on my day. Is it gonna change the world if I don't? No. So Dr. Oz says you should intermittent fast. And he's a doctor. Mark Wahlberg's just a movie star. So who makes more sense? Well, if you just think of the education, well, Dr. Oz you would think would make more sense. He's an actual doctor. He does research and he understands this. And the other guy's just a movie star that actually looks good and is in shape and has abs and muscles. And Dr. Oz is skinny and looks but fat, and he's skinny fat, and well, yeah. So one guy looks good and is in amazing shape. The other guy's, he's skinny, but he's in shape. But he's skinny. He doesn't have like muscle. Dr. Oz, why don't we just go with what he says? He's a doctor. Why don't we just automatically believe what he says? I mean, I'm not a doctor, and some people seem to listen to me, and I'm not even a doctor. So imagine if I were actually a doctor. Well, Dr. Oz is famous for bullshit. Remember raspberry ketones? Well, he made a video on Dr. Oz show, and he said, the raspberry ketones are the key to being lean. It's the magic herb of life. And like literally the price of these things skyrocketed. I don't know if it was on the stock market or what, but everyone wanted raspberry ketones because Dr. Oz said that it was the next best thing after, of course, after sliced bread dipped in egg whites made into French toast. It was BS and bullshit. He made it up. Why? Makes a lot of money. They pay you to do these things, to pretend and fake things and whatever. Why is Dr. Oz even listened to? Why is he famous? Why does anyone care? There's probably millions of doctors in the world. Why are we listening to this guy? Same reason we listen to Dr. Phil. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah, who's fat, thin, fat, thin, fat, thin, fat, thin, up and down, yo-yo all the time. She made him famous. She had him on the show, come in on the show. Do you think I would be famous if they brought in Coach Greg on the Oprah Winfrey show 5 or 6 times? Oh, hey everybody, I'm Oprah. I just hired Coach Greg to get me in shape, and I lost 50 pounds. He's the best coach in the world. And then I would have my own freaking Coach Greg show on TV, and I would be saying real things like raspberry ketones are not going to make you ripped. And people would listen. I would say things like, intermittent fasting is not the reason why everyone is in shape. I would say, look, if you don't intermittent fast, it doesn't mean you're not going to be in shape. If you intermittent fast, it doesn't mean you can't lose weight. So what's the difference in advantages, and why am I doing this with my hands? Anyway, here's the difference. To be ripped, you just need a calorie deficit. It doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what you think. Stone Cold said so.
I said so too. So if you are in a deficit, you will lose weight and get skinnier. Dr. Oz is really skinny. He has some fat on like the belly, but he's very skinny. He's like a twig, like a toothpick, like a marathon runner. So he's in quite good shape. He can do like maybe 20 push-ups, maybe 5 or 6 chin-ups. I don't know, maybe he does 10. He's in good shape. He's like 59 years old. Mark Wahlberg, arguably, is in better shape. I mean, and these two are going back and forth, arguing with each other.
Mark, I heard you said that I was dead wrong when it comes to canceling breakfast.
Listen, we got beef now, all right? We don't want this smoke, trust me.
Oh, hey, Mark. Listen, I watched your video and heard the taunting, but
Now, we really got beef.
Yo, I'll eat a big steak and I'll get drunk the night before and I'll beat you in a fitness contest. And Dr. Oz is like, no, I'll beat you. I mean, it's not fair. I mean, if they were the same age, we could argue and say, oh, let's do intermittent fasting versus eating. But I mean, come on. Mark Wahlberg would destroy him. It's not fair. It's not a fair contest. Mark Wahlberg's not even 50. I mean, come on. It would be like me going against Mark Wahlberg. Obviously, I'm going to beat him in fitness contests. It's not fair. It's not a fair competition, okay? At least me and Mark would be the same age. Now, what am I trying to say here? Okay. If Dr. Oz were to follow Mark Wahlberg's diet, Dr. Oz would have more muscle. He would look better. If you like muscle. If you like skin and bones, then he would look worse. Dr. Oz would build more muscle by following Mark Wahlberg's program, okay? That's the main point here. Mark Wahlberg, if he were to intermittent fast and follow Dr. Oz's program, he would look worse. He would get worse. He would have less muscle. Could he be shredded? For sure he could be shredded. Mark Wahlberg could fast all the time and arguably get more ripped than now. He just wouldn't be able to build as much muscle. He just wouldn't be as athletic. He wouldn't be as, his ability to recover from strenuous exercise would be diminished. World-class, Olympic-level, high-performance athletes are not going to fast 16 hours a day and go do their training on an empty stomach every morning. You get anybody in the Tour de France, they're not going and bike riding for 6 hours in a race, fasted to try to be better athletes. They're not. People don't run the Boston Marathon and try to break the 2-hour record for the Boston Marathon or whatever. They don't try to run super fast times fasted. And arguably, you'd be like, well, if you don't eat, you weigh less, so they should be able to run more because they have less weight to carry. No, they need to eat to fuel their bodies. So when Dr. Oz goes in the morning and does a fasted workout, it's because he's just doing some 40-minute little fluff and puff workout. He's not training hard. If you're a super athlete and you need to train hard, you need to eat more often. If you don't care, if you're just like, I just want to just be skinny, I just don't want to be obese. I just want my BMI to be low. Fast all you like. Eat once a day. Eat once every 2 days. It doesn't matter. It only matters that you're not eating a lot of calories. It doesn't even matter if the calories are healthy or not. You can eat all jelly beans and get skinny. You can eat all pizza, all burgers. Doesn't matter as long as your calories are low. If you're a man and you're eating like 1,500 calories a day, you're going to be a skinny little man your whole life. I don't have time to cook. You don't need to cook. I don't have time to eat. You can eat in the car driving to work. You can't eat a freaking banana. Poof, the peel, it comes off. It doesn't take a long time. Love, you just ate breakfast. Protein bar, rip the pappet. You just ate breakfast. Greek yogurt, the top, spoon. You just ate. Then they'll say, oh, but it increases growth hormone and all these different things. And it's like, it doesn't matter if you've increased growth hormone if you don't have any nutrients working to help repair the muscle. It's like getting an entire crew to come over and build your house, and they come over and there's no tools. They can't do anything. They just stand there looking at you. So who cares if you got more growth hormone if you have no freaking amino acids to work with? It's just stupid. It doesn't make any sense. So Mark Wahlberg wins this argument, hands down.
Well, powerful medical literature and lots of athletes support me and show that intermittent fasting flips the metabolic switch. So it bolsters your physical and your mental performance.
Yeah, well, he also said that about raspberry ketones, that it's a secret to weight loss. So really, we're not just taking your word for it now, Dr. Oz. We don't care what you say. You say whatever you feel like saying, and you make up stuff. And just because you were on Oprah's show and got famous, now you think you get to just say what you want and everyone's going to believe you. You know what people tell you to say on a freaking cue card, and you read it. That's what you're doing.
I last ate 12 hours ago, but thankfully my liver, it stored lots of energy, plenty of energy for the intensity workout that mere mortals like me.
Yeah, it does. Because this workout is just pathetic. It's not like he's freaking running a marathon. Just a little fluff and puff. Maybe he burns 150 calories. So what? Yeah, you don't need to eat some huge breakfast to do that. But you don't need to eat breakfast to fuel the workout. You're doing it to stimulate muscle protein synthesis, to increase the freaking growth of muscle tissue. If you just want to be skinny, you don't need to eat a lot. You just eat a little bit 12 hours ago. And yeah, your body's going to run on the stored glycogen from the meal you had 12 hours ago. But doesn't mean you're going to build muscle effectively. Okay, so that's the difference, Dr. Oz.
This guy's been telling me about the ketone diet, bone broth, 3-day fast, all this nonsense forever. If you want to challenge me, I'll come hungover, eat a big steak. You could do your little 20 push-ups with one leg and your assisted pull-up. I'm telling you, you'll need a defibrillator when I'm done with you.
It sounds like my channel. Stop following all these fad diets and all this made-up crap and just eat healthy. You know what to do. It's simple.
All right, I'm the real thing. This is 30 years of training. How can I even take my vitamins and digest it without any food? Okay? You gotta have food. Food is your friend.
I like it. It's alliteration. You remember it. Food is your friend. You don't need to fast. Fasting is not, well, that's alliteration too. Food, fasting, friendship. Oh, geez. Fasting, food is your friend. There, that's new alliteration. Fasting, food is your friend. Do that.
Oh, hey, Mark. Listen, I watched your video and heard the taunting, but I didn't see any push-ups being done. Certainly not one-legged push-ups.
Newsflash. One leg or two legs has zero, as in a zero effect on your ability to do push-ups. This is driving the force. If your feet are on one leg or two, it's not affecting the force here. It's like saying you can do a one-arm chin-up and you grab the hand and pull up like this. And I can do one-arm chin-ups. I had this fight with a girl once, and she's like, I can do one-arm chin-ups. I'm like, no girl that I know can do one-arm chin-ups. Yes, I can do it. And we had a bet, and then she did this. And I'm like, that's 2 arms. No, it's 1 arm. It's 2 arms. Stupid things like this, they just pee me off. What's a pet peeve? They tick me off. That grinds my gears, says Grissom, Graham, Griffin. Mark Griffin.
Yeah, Griffin. It's Griffin, I think.
Griffin. Griffin from Family Feud or Family Guy says, grind my gear. It grinds my gears. You know what else grinds my gears? All these stupid DMs with questions and pictures and comments and stupidity. Stop it. Stop sending me DMs.
Because you burn fat, not the food in your stomach while you exercise.
Dr. Oz is a complete moron. So he's like, yeah, well, the average person, you should just skip breakfast, go work out as hard as you can. Well, not as hard as Mark, because Mark trains pretty hard, but as hard as you can. And the reason for that is because you're going to burn fat and not the food that's in your stomach. So has Dr. Oz, is he another one of these idiots that thinks he's reinvented the law of thermodynamics? Now, just hear me out. At the end of the day, or week, or month, or year, you need a calorie deficit to get ripped, to lose fat, okay? You can't just say, I'm going to skip breakfast and burn more fat. He sounds like those idiots that keep perpetuating the myth that fasted cardio is going to get you more ripped. It's how many calories you eat in the day. Yes, if you're fasted and you go and do cardio in the morning right away, a greater percentage of fat calories is being burnt off during that session of cardio, say that hour you're in the gym. But then you eat, and then after that, less percentage of fat is being burnt off. And more percentage of fat is being burnt off by the person that ate breakfast. And so it balances out. So if you do fasted cardio or fasted training or intermittent fasting versus eating, and you eat the same calories, both people, you'll be the same ripped in the end. Okay? But he's literally saying incorrect science by just saying, yeah, if you just skip breakfast, you just go and train and you burn more fat. No, it's at the end of the day, the calories consumed in total that decides that. He literally is perpetuating that myth, and there's probably millions of people that are going to listen to him and think, oh yeah, skip breakfast and then you burn more fat. It is calories at the end of the day, month, year, whatever, that decides this. Not how many calories of fat you burn off in that moment. It's a calorie deficit. You cannot break the law of thermodynamics. Just forget trying to break it. And Dr. Oz, if he wants to skip breakfast and lunch, fine. That's fine. But he's also a twig. And if he eats breakfast, he'll build more muscle. That's the bottom line here, okay? So that ends the video. Subscribe, like the bell button. Hope you liked the video. It made a bit of sense, hopefully. Now, hopefully you're on Team Wahlberg. If you're not, feel free to be a moron. Write in the comments. No, fasting is the right way. Let's see how many comments from people are idiots. I'm gonna bet at least 10 times as many people are smart than idiots and are gonna be, yeah, you need to eat breakfast. Skipping breakfast is stupid. For 30 years, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. We always heard it all the time. And now all of a sudden it's not? What are you talking about? I hate when these stupid studies and doctors and people that try to stir the pot, they're just stirring it up. They just want to create drama. It's important to eat breakfast. You just fasted. Break the fast with breakfast. Don't break the fast with a freaking Rice Krispie square for supper. You don't need to skip breakfast and lunch. Anyway, we're going to bloop up a video over here. Mark Wahlberg, of course, it's the Mark Wahlberg video with The Rock. Got to do that one. And another one over here because you might not like Mark Wahlberg. But if you don't like him, you still know he's not wrong about this. I'm out to have my decaf coffee with this like little machine. And it's going to like, hold on. I bought this. It's going to froth the milk. And because I'm all into coffee lately. But it's decaf, so I won't get pumped. Anyway, and I'm out.